Okay, time for game 3. Um, Dante and Sinatra, which means no Widow from the Architect. And they're probably going to be running Somber Tracer with Dante switching over to Junkrat on Sanctum, most likely. Everything else is the same. These guys put in EQO. He's sort of their flex main. So you might see some Genji, some Junkrat, maybe even some Pharah, stuff like that. You might have seen Moss switch there. He just does that. He picks Lucio at the start for the extra speed boost. Gets his team to the point first. Just a cheeky little thing. Sinatra's taking the fight with Carpe. Now let me think about that. If the Tracers are dueling, then they're both out of the fight. What does that mean? It means that none of the supports are going to die, which I think is an advantage for the Shock. The game plan for the Fusion is to have Junkrat protect his supports from Super Sinatra, and so if the Shock aren't even interested in diving the backline with Sinatra and Super, then it leaves more space for Dante to charge his ultimate, which is what they want to do. Again, because they're playing Sombra, that's going to be the main game plan. But I think that in this comp, in a similar comp, where you're doing this, building around one ultimate, wanting to stall, versus a defensive thing that wants to block you from diving, taking the Tracer 1v1 is an advantage for you guys. They're just taking it slow. Sleepy somehow gets a kill on Carpe there. Let's watch that again. Watch Carpe's health. So it looks like Super's hitting him a bunch, and I think Sleepy hits him twice with body shots, maybe body shot, headshot. Then Boombox kills Sinatra, so it's still an even fight. Problem is that EQO is gonna have his Junkrat ult. So I'm not actually sure how he's charging so quickly. Super must be taking a lot of damage. Super and Nevix. You tell Nevix because he's low. They should be just focusing on dodging those if they're gonna play slow, and Nevix should be eating as much as he can. But now EQO has his ultimate. It's probably okay. Somehow he dies to Super there. So if EQO is on the right side of point here, he still is. That's him right there. I'm not sure where Super is. Super's about to kill EQO here. Yep. Takes a huge chunk of damage. That is from a headshot from Sleepy, and then Super probably dives on him and deals damage with his jump. So he gets taken down really early. Are they going to be able to res? Yes. And Dante goes for Boombox for some reason. I think if you see the res from Neptuno, you try and hack him. Maybe he didn't think he had time to do it, and then that would have meant he couldn't kill Boombox. Pretty tough call there. But what this means is that it is 5v6. But they have EQO with Junkrat ult. So if they recognize that EQO has Junkrat, they need to pressure him super hard so that he can't use it. That should be even easier because they don't have Boombox's Discord. So right now, Super and Nevix are a little low, but not completely. These 5 guys need to just push super aggressively. Actually, everyone needs to push super aggressively. And it looks like they're doing that. EQO gets a random kill onto Sinatra. He gets taken out. So Sleepy's headshot onto EQO wins that. And now it's just a stagger. So again, staggers are good if you're in control of the point. So this is good for them. Probably got them an extra 5% before they could engage again. And now they're going to play around the EMP. That's another really good combo. You see Normally, or what used to happen when a Sombra would use EMP onto whatever this guy's called, Zenyatta, you'd see the Sombra try and get the kill, but these guys, it's usually Sinatraa cleaning it up. That shows they have good coordination, and it just makes sense to have an extra person who's super mobile and can always be there when he loses his shield, because maybe Dante on Sombra can't out damage Neptuno's heal. The other thing to note is that Neptuno used his res on, I believe, Poco. So this fight is won with one ultimate, completely over. No way for them to really turn it back without Boombox. Well, I guess if EQO can get a big one, but everyone's still hacked. So they're likely just going to push up and kill everyone. I was curious to know there if hacking Winston as he was falling off would count as kill participation, but it looks like it didn't. So because they won the first two fights, the only real discrepancy is you see Fraggy and Super. So Super's about 30% above. Nevix also had ultimate before Poco, and these support ultimates are charging super quickly, so hard to tell. Looking for a stick. Misses it. I think what Sinatraa has to do here is be searching for EQO. Because Junkrat ult charges so quickly, you know that he has it. Because he hasn't used it, you definitely know that he has it. So Sinatraa needs to be keeping an eye on EQO and looking for an opportunity to kill him while he's hunched over in his, ulting position. I'm not sure how they win this fight. And EQO killing Sinatraa means he's about to use his ult here. Because he's completely safe, he won't die. And it's going to win the fight. That was a waste of Boombox to use his ultimate there. Use his Transcendence. So let's watch the beginning of the fight. Sinatraa looks for a stick and doesn't get it. The other ultimates used are Nevix and Super, both ult. Super's forced out because he's low. What does he do with it? There he is, he's just on point. Somehow kills Fraggy. I'm gonna watch Fraggy's health. Fraggy's like half health. Whoa! He gets one shot there. Look at Fraggy's health, it's at 2/4 or whatever. Completely gone in one. I wonder if he was booped off the map. He totally was. Okay, so that's really bad from Fraggy to die there. EQO kills Nevix because Nevix did ult, right? I'm gonna watch back again. Yeah, so Nevix used his ultimate. It killed EQO. And then EQO got the payback kill. So right here it is EQO gets the kill, and it is 4 versus 6 because Neptuno gets the res, and Moth hasn't resed anyone yet. I think Moth should be able to res Nevix though. He's being pressured. Actually, he has to heal Super. He's not able to take away. Now he is. And Nevix was back alive. Nevix respawned, so Moth wasn't able to get the res onto Sinatraa, who was the only other dead person. So that was a res advantage for these guys, for Philadelphia. How do you avoid that? Maybe Super goes less aggressive when Moth goes to res Nevix. It could have been on cooldown as well. I don't think it was. I didn't see it be used. But the res advantage is pretty huge there, and the fact that Sinatraa died so EQO can get his ult off without pressure. Because EQO, he was holding his ultimate the entire game because Sinatraa was alive. So the second that Sinatraa dies, you know he's going to feel safe to use it. And he uses it to just clean up Super, which is fine. It charges super quickly. Has been this game, definitely. Sleepy gets a kill on EQO. Don't know how. Really good there. Really good. So, I'm going to go back. This should be the end of the game. Or the end of the round, sorry. Going to go back quickly. Because I wanted to see if Sleepy kills EQO with a right click. I think he does. It'll be a charged right click. If you watch EQO's health, should go down really quickly. Yeah. So he actually hits 2 headshots there to clean him up. And the other thing I wanted to point out is that when Neptuno reses, Nevix is so quick. He's probably just trying to kill Neptuno, honestly. But he pushes him far enough away from the res that it doesn't go off. This is a little risky. Neptuno was already healing Boombox. So you need someone else to be attacking him. This is what I was talking about before, is Dante can't deal enough damage alone to kill Boombox. He needs help from Sinatra or Super or Nevix. And what you know for sure is that Super and Nevix both just use their movement abilities. So they're not going to be in position to kill this guy. So, I mean, with EQO dead, you can feel safe to walk around as Dante and not have to use your EMP right away. You can wait for your team to get in position. Wait for Sinatra. But I don't think he is, so I don't think Boombox dies here. Well, he does die, but Dante dies as well. And you can see Super, Nevix, and Sinatra's right here. You can see his little nameplate. So they weren't in position to help, and because of that, Dante dies. Now, I believe Poco just got DMAX, so EQO is dead, Boombox is dead. There's no ultimates on either side. Still a 4v5, but Poco's being DMAXed, Super's really low. So it's a pretty even fight, but yeah, they should definitely win. Nevix kills Neptuno there. It's pretty good from him. Fraggy pops Primal Rage just to stall as long as he can, but this should be lost. Someone else died that I missed. Fraggy kills Sleepy there. I believe he knocks him off the map. And then someone kills Moth. Who is it? Fraggy kills Moth as well. So that's both supports down for the Shock as well as Dante. So it's still 3v2, almost 3, because EQO will be coming back. So who is it? Dante, Super, Sinatra are alive. No, sorry. Super, Sinatra, Nevix are alive. And Carpe, Fraggy, and EQO will be coming back. Good kill from Sinatra there. And Fraggy dies the second before. They actually are pretty close. They should be able to touch here. Super kills Neptuno somehow. He definitely had help with that. Watch Neptuno's HP here. Yeah, he gets hit with something heavy. I don't know. Maybe Sinatra deals some damage to him. But Neptuno dying is really good. They need to kill Boombox because he's coming up on his ultimate. Sinatra pulse bombs Poco. Oh, out of mech he pulse bombs him. Wow, this is super staggered. But the Shock had the advantage from the beginning of that fight because they killed Boombox for Dante, and then they got Poco out of mech and someone else. EQO, I think. Yeah, EQO. So that fight was long and extended and scrappy, but it was a 5v6 to a 4v3 to a 3v2 to a 3v2 to a 5v4. Every time in favor of the Shock. All because of that good engagement. This is interesting. This is the Shock comp. More or less. Which is... I don't think they run Lucio. They might, I don't remember. But the Moira for AoE healing, and then a bunch of people that group up together. So these guys are just going to go straight to point. They're going to sit there. They're going to force you to fight on point and use AoE healing from both their AoE healers, because they have 2. And you're going to not be able to kill them. So They're gonna switch, it looks like. Dante dies right off the back. Off the bat, sorry. He might want to switch to Junkrat here. I think Junkrat does pretty well into this comp, and he's a Junkrat player. Because right now, they're not even pushing out. Okay, they push out right there. They were just waiting for the point to go. EQO misses. They still don't even know he's back here because he's had no impact. Two hooks missed and super lives. Okay, so EQO should have, like, this should have worked for the fusion. EQO had two opportunities to destroy the lineup. So that's all his fault. Well, I shouldn't say all his fault, but it is. If EQO kills Super there, they have an advantage. If he kills Moth, they have an even bigger advantage. And the biggest thing is that this team comp that they used to have, I guess we go back switch, so it's up there. This team comp, Fraggy wasn't on that. Fraggy switched and died again? Okay. This team comp with these three tanks and these two healers is entirely based around being on the point. So if they can't get on the point, then they lose. That's why they switch right off the bat. Not much to say about that. Good cleanup. The other thing about their old comp was that it wasn't mobile. With Reinhardt, they had Reinhardt, D.Va, Roadhog, and so Reinhardt got dove by like 4 people. These guys. And so nobody could help out. Like, I think the D.Va went over there to try and help out, but it didn't work. And now they have no ultimates, so Shock should win this fight. They only have to use one. They could use a low impact one, or they could just use Mercy ult or something. Yeah, they use Valkyrie. Did Dante EMP? Dante EMP'd here. I didn't even see it. Yeah, he uses it on Poco. Not sure why. Go back here, but yeah, so they activate Moth Ultimate, Valkyrie from Mercy. And they do want to kill everyone here. They don't want to just get them to push back. They want to push in and get kills. I don't know, maybe that says it was premature. Because all that did was give them like 10% as opposed to like 25. A whiff from Sinatra and Super's used his ultimate. Yeah, so that's what it meant by when Moth used his ultimate too quickly. Forced out these two ultimates as well in order to win that fight. If he had waited for them to push in a little bit further, they would have won the fight with just the one ultimate, still had supers, which could be really useful against both of these support ultimates. And this is really good because they have EMP now. EMP is like a guaranteed teamfight win if you don't mess up. And they were at 80%. So if Dante had found the EMP there, they would have won the point for sure. Won the map, won the series. Instead he gets taken out, and now they have the team wipe. You don't try and salvage it. You know you're this close. All you need is to hit Boombox, maybe D.Va as well, Boombox and D.Va, and get a couple kills. It's interesting that they're pulling out Genji. I guess because EQO is just a good Genji. And because their Junkrat comp didn't work last map. Last stage. What do you even call that? Yeah, stage, I guess. Whoa! Dante was invisible there. So now they have to back off again. And because these are random picks, 1 on Sinatraa, 2 on Dante, they're getting close to the 80% point, which is where you have 1 team fight left, and they have almost 6 ultimates. So this is becoming really bad. Another thing to consider is that when you're playing with a Sombra comp, excuse me, when you're playing with a Sombra comp, the more ultimates the enemy team has, the worse it is for you, because Sombra can nullify 2 ultimates if the people are standing next to each other. Like, I mean, you can nullify all of them, but they're not going to be all grouped together. You're mostly going to see probably the supports and the D.Va together. So if Fraggy has ultimate, and you dive onto these 3 guys, he's just going to Primal Rage and knock everyone away, and then you'll probably only get a kill on Boombox. So the fact that both teams have 6 ultimates is really bad. Now let's look at these ones. So Moth has Valkyrie out, and Fraggy used his ultimate to retaliate. I don't know if that's a very good idea. I'm going to see if maybe he was forced to use it. Fraggy got taken really low. He's half health now. Maybe he got taken out, but Valkyrie is really good even if Fraggy has his ultimate out, his Primal Rage, because you're knocking people around, but they're just trying to regroup and get AoE healing, and it's really hard to effectively knock people away from each other, so you're not going to be able to get kills. Using it into a Transcendence, that is the Primal Rage, is a whole lot more effective. That's interesting. Dante forces out Boombox ultimate by baiting him, but he might die here. Okay, he gets away. Sinatraa dies to EQO, so that means Dante's going to be all alone to kill Boombox with his ultimate. And he gets an EMP to kill EQO. That's pretty smart. If you spot that he has Dragon Blade and you know that they don't have Transcendence, maybe you think that Genji's a better target to kill, because he is someone who becomes a whole lot easier to kill once he's hit by EMP. The other thing, Sleepy used his ultimate. Super has had his ultimate out for a while. I think maybe Moth is looking for the Resurrect onto Sinatraa. I don't think he has used it, and they have the Transcendence out, so depending on where he is. Super takes out Carpe, which is interesting because Boombox is alive, so you'd think that would be an easier target. EQO gets resurrected, and now he's going to wait out the Transcendence and go with the Dragon Blade. That's pretty disastrous. That is the game, I believe. So how do you avoid that? Let's watch when he uses the Dragon Blade. So he dies there and gets resurrected immediately. One, I'm not sure why Moth didn't resurrect Sinatraa. Maybe he tried and failed. EQO dives into all of them, and they do divert their focus to him. He's half health right now. Gets taken down to 50 HP. 30 HP. Okay, so he's just being healed through it. I'm not sure where Dante is right now. Probably forced back to a health pack somewhere. But if Dante and Sinatraa were there, then EQO dies. You only need one person, one of those two, dealing damage to him. Now you see the Doom Fist. So this is desperation. This is going to be a loss. I don't know. Another thing you could say is back when EQO got killed and then resurrected, you could have gone really aggressive. You should not have let him be able to, or I'll put it up really quickly. Where is it? So he gets resurrected. We'll watch him die. Look at his positioning. Look at the positioning. There are 5 people there from the shock. Right around this corner. Right in there. EQO gets killed. If you spot where Neptuno is, you know that he's going to try and res it. You probably don't think he's going to res it because it's too far forward. But you have Sleepy Ultimate, so you can go hyper aggressive, push onto this, and try and stop the res. If anyone has sights on it. They are paying attention to Fraggy instead. You can see them all looking that direction. But EQO gets resed. I don't know, that's really hard. And then they don't do anything to Fraggy there, even though everyone's focusing him. So that's really hard. EQO with a carry play there, kills 3 people. I don't know. I think if you're making the play to use EMP on EQO because you know he has Dragon Blade and you want to nullify that by not following up onto him, by not pushing his corpse and making sure he can't be rezzed, you're making a mistake. If that was a conscious effort from Dante to say, EQO has Dragon Blade, push him out, kill him, don't let him use it this fight, and then you let him get resurrected, that's a mistake for sure. So that's why I lose this. Next stage is Sanctum though. Oh, we don't see Dante on the Junkrat. They're doing the regular dive. Actually, Dante's on Genji. So maybe they expect the Widowmaker. Widow's pretty popular on this map, behind an Orisa shield. So they're just going full dive. Not a lot of damage dealt on either side. They should just be line of sighting here. Still 6v6, Super's alive. Gets out of that, gets a health pack. The first point's going to go to Philadelphia, but no advantages on either side, really. Ult percentages are about the same. They're probably just going to charge up a Dragon Blade or Pulse Bomb as quickly as possible and try and engage a fight with one of those. Okay, Nevix killed Fraggy. How? Fraggy's full HP. Watching Fraggy's HP. Gets hit with a lot there. And then gets slowly taken down by Nevix. Is anyone with him? I believe they're just on the point. This looks to me like a mistake from EQO. Because Fraggy and Poco are just sitting on the point right here. They're playing defensively on the point, and Super and Nevix are doing the same thing. As Junkrat, you're supposed to counter these two guys, the enemy tanks. You're supposed to get a Discord Orb on them and deal a heck of a lot of damage. But he's not doing that because he's chasing a Tracer around, which is weird. So that was a really big mistake that should have won the point for them. Let's see, now it's 5v6 and no Resurrect on either side, I'm pretty sure. Nevix gets taken low and wants to remech, but gets headshot by Carpe. Resurrected Nevix instead of Super, not sure about that. Dante used a Dragon Blade somewhere, but it didn't do anything. Who does he even target? Uses it immediately. I believe he hits EQO once with his Dragon Blade and then dies to the bomb. So that's a pretty big mistake. Sinatra's ultimate is a whiff. I'm not sure if Boombox has used an ultimate. He couldn't have, right? Not sure how that happened. Sleepy's in Transcendence. Uses his Transcendence there. And both Super and Nevix die. Nevix makes sense because 150 HP, easy headshot. Super's in the Transcendence and dies to a full damage discorded headshot, which deals like almost 325 damage or something like that. So that's real unfortunate. I don't know, it feels to me like they're not putting any pressure onto Carpe. We're gonna see his perspective. Hits the headshot on Nevix, who's not moving, and then a full power headshot. Dante kills Carpe because he's really far forward. It's weird. And they force out the Transcendence, as well as using the Valkyrie from Moth. So this is a lot of ultimates used for Philly, into only one ultimate used for San Francisco. That's crazy that they're still alive. Wow. So I'll let it play out quickly because I believe that they win this. Yeah. So 2 ults, 3 ults, 4 ults, 5 ultimates used from Philly into 2 ultimates used. Or no, 3 ultimates for San Francisco. So big advantage when you rewatch the fight. And that was so quick. How does it start? Sinatra gets a really good stick because I believe Super was the one pressuring those guys backwards. So you'll see these 3 heroes together a lot of the time. They're sort of the back line, and then the Diva will either go to them or go to this guy, or, you know, Diva will be everywhere. But Junkrat, Mercy, Zenyatta are together a lot of the time. And so Super, by jumping on them, forced them all to be together even more, because EQO has to bounce him back to deal damage. Boombox is going to be the primary target, and Neptuno is going to be healing him, and they're going to heal each other a little bit. So that let Sinatra get a double kill pulse bomb. Everything else was just stalling, because they used Moth's ultimate, the Valkyrie, and they used Super's ultimate to stall, and then they somehow created that play. It's really impressive. The point is still looking bad though. Look at that. So now coming to this next fight, there's actually an ult advantage for the Shock. They'll probably just look to use Transcendence, and actually Moth is charging so quickly, they'll probably start with that. Okay, or Dante. But now they still have both support ultimate advantage here. So maybe start with Moth ultimate, or they use Transcendence there somewhere. I didn't see that at all. They used Dante and Sleepy's ultimates. Okay. So they wanted a really guaranteed teamfight win. And he did save both himself. Sleepy saved himself and Dante from dying. So they win that teamfight really early. That also lets Dante dive straight into the back line, so he can kill them, and then they don't get ult charge. And now they can go to the next fight with Moth ultimate, and hopefully by the time the last teamfight rolls around, Sleepy will have his ultimate again. So they'll never be at a support ult disadvantage by doing this. Pretty smart play. So you're using, okay, I gotta watch that. How does Fraggy possibly die there? Look at his HP, he's full. Gets chipped a little bit. So he gets hit twice in the head by Sleepy, and then Nevix and actually it's just Nevix, maybe Dante, deal a lot of damage to them. So 5v5, but both Mercies have res. depending on if they're in a good enough position. Sleepy most likely is resurrectable. Carpe is in the back line. Wow. Some really cheeky shots from Carpe. Probably secure this fight. Because now it's 4v6, 3v6, 3v5. That's gonna be it, probably. Yeah, almost guaranteed. Sinatra's gonna just stall as long as he can. But he gets taken out. Moss switches Lucio to stall. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that'll be it. So Carpe, look at his positioning. Where does he get the kills? Where does he get the kill on? Okay. There he is. He's shooting at Sleepy right over there. You see that tiny little blue? That's Sleepy's, so he's at these pillars. That's where Sleepy is. And I believe he gets a headshot right here. Not quite. Is he in the same position? No, he has moved. Yeah, so he's back there already. He went for a really smart flank. And then Boombox, or sorry, Sleepy's going to be over here, and he's going to be strafing left to right. Which makes it a really easy shot for Carpe over here. And Sinatra's probably doing the same thing because he's dodging the balls from EQO. So just really clever flank wins them this stage. Pretty risky as well though, because if there's one tank over there, you're so separated from your team, you most likely lose. That's something, you have to play against it once and now you know to look there, because that just destroyed their whole defense. That's going to be it for this map. First map went really well, they played it well. Second map, they kind of got lucky and then unlucky. And then this one, they didn't really do much. Yeah, they kind of like Carpe, just pop off. Maybe you can run Architect. Like, Sombra was really good on the first map. Second map, not so good. And then you have Dante on Genji. So, I don't know, if you can find a way to work Genji into here, maybe you can put Architect on this map. Because Widow, for some reason, is really good. They could have also done like a different comp with a Orisa Junkrat. And then just sit on point. Could even do their Moira comp. But this just didn't work out. There wasn't enough pressure on Carpe and he just kept on lining up headshots. So I think that's why they won this map. And this from EQO. Yeah, a couple mistakes. Meant that Dante was out of position and Sinatra wasn't alive, so they couldn't clean up the kill on Genji. Anyway, that's going to be the end of Game 3, Nepal. Go watch Game 4 now.